Yo, what is up everybody? Jumpin here, and today I'm going to be starting my Dragon Age 2 Nightmare playthrough from start to finish. Now recently I just finished up Dragon Age Origins. I really love that game, but I also think that Dragon Age 2 is a great game. I would definitely recommend it. So now I have to sit here and decide who I want to play as. I think I'm going to go with the Rogue, just like I did in the last game. The big difference is that I'm going to go for the Archer instead of dual wielding two daggers. So let's go ahead and do this. Now I love the way that they tell the story in this game, because it's all being told through Varric, this dwarf here, and he's a badass. He's funny, he has a great personality, and probably the best follower that you get in the entire game.
I've had gentler invitations.
I am Cassandra Pentecost, Seeker of the Chantry.
And just, what are you seeking?
The champion.
Which one?
You know exactly why I'm here! Time to start talking, dwarf. They tell me you're good at it.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Start at the beginning.
Scouts. We will have to fight them sooner or later.
Then we make our stand here. Prepare yourself. Here we go!
Alrighty, it's time to kick some ass. Now, you do not have a choice in the beginning. You're gonna have to use dual wielding weapons or daggers. But throughout the actual playthrough, I'm gonna be using a bow. There's a couple reasons why I like the bow a lot. I mean, I don't know. Rogues are just your damage dealer. Like, that's just the way to take down enemies the quickest. And the thing is that it's kind of bullshit in this game, but they made it so that there is no real archer. You have Varric, who's a crossbow wielder, but that's literally about it.
We can't keep this up forever.
We'll make it through this. Together.
Here they come. Shall I deal with them?
All
Do it.
yours, sister. Need to get closer!
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's pretty disappointing about the whole archery thing. That's one reason why I really like playing as an archer. Now, I know some of you guys are going to say, well, there's a DLC that allows you to unlock an archer. Yeah, but that's kind of bullshit when you think about it. As you play through the game, you're going to be getting bows, and you can't use them unless you have the DLC. And what makes it so much worse, and it's really shady how BioWare did this, they made the DLC a day one DLC. So it's kind of like, really? If I want to actually unlock someone who's an archer and can use bows, because remember, Varric can only use a crossbow, and there's only one, he only uses one, and he gets it from the very start. You have to unlock that DLC. So it's just, it's bullshit. It really is, and it's kind of, it almost was disgusting the way that they did that. But that's one of the many reasons why this game is kind of like, ugh, at times. It's great most of the time, but sometimes you're a little bit like, that's kind of bullshit. Uh-oh. that's never good. Alright, so we're gonna have to fight this ogre. Now, you cannot die in this beginning part, so if you're playing on Nightmare, this should be the easiest part in the entire game. Because no matter what, and you're gonna see me take some serious damage here probably, but I won't die. It's impossible. But the whole point of this beginning area is that it's, I don't know, it's Varric telling the story, and he's telling it in a bullshit way. I love how they kept the kill animation
There's
from
no
the first
end to
game
them.
right there.
Bullshit. That's not what really happened.
Does that not match the story you've heard, Seeker?
I'm not interested in stories. I came to hear the truth.
What makes you think I know the truth?
Don't lie to me. You knew him even before he became the champion.
Even if I did, I don't know where he is now.
Do you have any idea what's at stake here?
Let me guess. Your precious chantry's fallen to pieces and put the entire world on the brink of war. And you need the one person who could help you put it back together.
The champion was at the heart of it when it all began. If you can't point me to him, tell me everything you know.
You aren't worried I'll just make it up as I go?
Not at all.
You'll need to hear the whole story.
Well, alrighty.
The Blight had been unleashed on Ferelden. Darkspawn poured out of the wilds, clashing against the army at the ruins of Ostagar. The battle was a disaster. King Cailan died on the field with his men, betrayed by his most trusted general. Unopposed, the Horde marched on the village of Lothering. The village burned, and many innocents were slaughtered. The champion's family barely escaped in time.
I think that's all of them.
For the moment, make us save us. We've lost it all. Everything your father and I built.
I know how much Lothering meant to you, but we have to move.
Yes, you're right.
We should have run sooner. Why did we wait so long?
Why are you looking at us? We've been running since Ostagar.
Listen, you two. The Darkspawn could be on us any minute.
Please, listen to your brother.
Then let's go. Lead on.
Well, alrighty. So, first thing we definitely need to do is equip our bow, since I'm going to be an archer. I have to be honest, I'm not a big fan of some of the voice acting in this game, especially from Carver and Hawk. It's pretty, I think Mass Effect does a lot better job with the voice acting. Alright, so this is our first little true mix of combat, because the beginning part isn't really combat, because there's no penalty, you can't die. Now what's really important when you play on Nightmare in this game is that you have to, just like the other game, you have to keep your archer alive, you need to keep your mages alive, and unfortunately that can be kind of complicated. The PC version definitely will give you a lot more control compared to the console version, but you can still manage it pretty easily. I just need to kind of get used to it again, because it's been a long time since I've played this game. Alright, so that was the first little group there. Let's go ahead and pick up everything we can find from all these bodies and stuff. There's actually, just got me a new bow, so should probably go ahead and equip that bad boy real quick. More than likely, there's no real difference between these two bows I have. And we can also level up. Now, in the early parts of the game, I would probably recommend Dexterity, because this is going to give you critical chance. And the other one that you need to focus on is going to be Cunning, which will give you critical hit damage. Now, generally, I like to go for Evade first in the Stealth tree. I'm not a big fan of the Archery tree, because there's a lot of abilities that have friendly fire, and you will kill your allies.
Wait, where are we going?
Away from the Darkspawn, where else?
And then where? We can't just wander aimlessly.
Wherever we go, what's important is that we don't separate.
We can go to Kirkwall.
Kirkwall? Are you sure that's wise?
There's a lot of Templars in Kirkwall, Mother.
I know that, but we still have family there, and an estate.
Then we need to get to Gwarin and take ship.
If we survive that long, I'll just be happy to get out of here.
Be careful!
Alrighty, bring it on. This part's really easy, you just have to damage the enemies.
You will not have him!
Damn.
They will not have you. Not while I breathe.
Alrighty, so this is going to introduce one of our first allies, which is Aveline. She's like a warrior princess. I don't know, you're going to probably have to end up using her a lot if you play a mage or if you play a rogue, because she is your tank. I don't know, I definitely prefer Alistair over her. Her personality is like a little at times, and yeah. That's one of the big issues with this game, is that a lot of the followers aren't nearly as cool as they were in Dragon Age Origins, that's for sure. Alright, I think that about does it.
Stop squirming, Wesley. You'll make it worse.
Apostate, keep your distance.
Well, the Maker has a sense of humor. Darkspawn and now a Templar. I thought they all abandoned Lothering.
The Spawn are clear in their intent, but a mage is always unknown. The Order dictates.
Wesley.
That woman is an apostate. The Order dictates.
Step back,
Dear,
bitch.
they saved us. The Maker understands.
Of course.
I am Aveline Valenne. This is my husband, Sir Wesley. We can hate each other when we're safe from the Horde.
So long as you know I stand with Bethany, Templar.
Understood.
For now, we move with you. North is cut off. We barely escaped the main body of the Horde.
Then we're trapped. The wilds are to the south, that's no way out.
We have no choice. The Darkspawn have us fenced in. We go south.
Alrighty, now, this game actually got rid of the whole approval/disapproval system, and they replaced it with a friendship rivalry system, which is, you know, whatever. We need to definitely level up before we fight. Alright, so let's just go for some magic. Now, what's really important here is to get heal. Definitely want to have heal right away, because the beginning part is one of the, I would say, one of the harder parts in the entire game, to be quite honest. Because you're kind of forced into these allies. I am not a fan of Carver at all. He bitches so much. And that's one reason why I'm not a big fan of playing as a mage in this game either. Is because if you play as a mage, you're going to end up having to keep Carver. And definitely Bethany is a lot cooler and so much better overall as a follower because she's a mage, and she also has heal, which there's another mage in the game. Well, there's two other mages, and one is Anders, who is the ultimate crybaby. Not a big fan of Anders at all, but he is good. I mean, he's definitely a good ally to have with you at all times. And then there's Meryl, who is a more offensive mage, where Anders is a defensive mage, kind of like Wynn. Problem with Meryl is that she doesn't actually get heal. She has no healing whatsoever. Where Bethany at least will have the ability, which is heal, and that will help you a lot. So it's a real damn shame that you can't keep Bethany forever. But the one thing you don't want is to have fucking Carver. Although mages are really good to play as. That's just my personal beef with them, is having to keep that douchebag around. Alright, so done with that now. You know, one way of playing this game, or the one thing I've always done, is if you're going to play Nightmare, you have to really get used to a whole system where, I don't even know, I can't remember what I used to call it, but it's kind of like a bait and switch kind of deal, where you bait enemies to you, and then if they get too close to your mages or your archers, you want to run away like hell. I mean, that's basically what you want to do. And have your warrior pretty much taunt the enemies, take the blunt of the damage for you. It's kind of the same way that Dragon Age Origins worked, but because of all the control options in this game, you can actually implement that a lot easier than you could in Origins. That's the one thing that makes Origins kind of hard to get used to going back to it, was the fact I couldn't move my party around like I can in this game. And I'm already, at this point, kind of used to it again. I really like it. I think the combat is so much more fluent. The only downside to playing as like an archer is that you do definitely want to control your mage, not your mage, but your warrior as much as possible, because you want to make sure that your warrior is getting on the enemies so that the enemies will be distracted by the warrior while your mage and your archers are running away. Now right here, I would definitely recommend maybe saving it for the first time, because this upcoming part is a bitch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go ahead and show you this whole bait and switch kind of system, where I'm going to use the little move option and move my party away from the danger, because there's a whole bunch of archers over there, and you don't want to be exposed too much. And the real threat, though, just like in Dragon Age Origins that you heard me bitch about, is the mage. The mage is definitely a big threat here. So taking out the mage first will definitely help you. And then we're just going to focus down all the archers right here. Unfortunately, Carver is almost dead, but I'm able to use my heal. And I'm just trying to make sure that... Oh, another really important thing is to constantly make sure that you have your entire party selected by pressing LB and RB at the same time. That way, you know, it's basically 4-on-1. Right here, this is, you need to watch out, because on Nightmare you can be screwed if you don't pay attention to your map. The map is really important, because that's going to tell you where the enemies are and where they're coming from. And once you take out those archers, you're going to get pretty much pinched in by enemies spawning behind you and in front of you. So if you leave your mages right there unprotected, sorry about that, I hate that so much, but there's so much traffic outside my house, and you'll always hear it in the commentaries. I can't really help it. But yeah, if you leave your mages and your archer unprotected, then you're gonna have some trouble. Man, Carver is such a little bitch, always almost dying. Aveline, you know, she can take so much more damage. I mean, she is a good tank, you know, in the end. Her personality isn't like nearly as good as Alistair, but she is a good tank. Alright, after this part, then we can actually go and face the final little area. From this point on, though, once we beat this next area, the game is going to get a lot easier. And we should be able to actually level everyone up right here. Oh yeah.